When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's what we're talking about. Hello, welcome. I'm Angela. So, what does that mean? When we talk about living well today, that means different things to different people. Everyone has their unique lens. Living well is relative. And despite where you live and the lens you look through, there are some common pillars, a foundation of what every human being needs, whether at work, at home, with their colleagues, friends, children, partner, clients, patients, living well. And when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I really want you to take that in. It's actually the title of a book. It's a principle, but it became the title of a book that I read 20 years ago or more now. It was gifted to me. And there's an art and a science to change. And the very nature of humans, of the world, is that we don't like change. We don't like it. Some people can say, oh, I love it. I love change. What they love is the curiosity and the excitement and the adventure and the thrill and the different views and sights and sounds and sensations. But the core essence of change is not, for most of us, not a lot of fun because of the unpredictability of it all, the uncertainty. We would all naturally want to walk in a way that is absolutely familiar to us. That's the survival aspect of us. Drive the same path, walk the same path, eat the similar foods, be with the similar people, do the similar work, because we know the outcome. I've done lots of videos on living in the uncertainty. And isn't that true more than ever right now? Or doesn't it feel that way? That our uncertainty is intense and it's at times can be overwhelming, maybe. So I learned this, the way to crystallize this in a workshop that I spent time at the entire last weekend. And that we have an operating system, each one of us, that we operate on. And there are really only two modes of that operating system. One is fear-based and one is love-based. Which one do you operate from? If you boil it all down, you can say, oh, I like to, minimize my risks. That's rationalizing fear-based thinking. So we're either rooted in one of those two operating systems. And the challenge always is, can we change the way we look at something, a situation? Some can call it reframing. I'm either nervous about a job interview or a new meeting or my new home or selling a home or buying a car, whatever it might be. I'm either nervous or I'm excited. And they're actually very, very close to one another on the scale of feeling. They're close, but very different. Yes, nervous or excited, very different. And yet, when you change, when you can shift through that small opening of what if I got excited, if you can lean into that and open yourself up to that possibility, it shifts everything. Think about it for a moment. You're going to do a public speaking engagement and you're nervous, or are you excited? And the moment you tip the scale, even ever so slightly, into excited and frame it in your mind and in your heart as excitement, chemistry in your body shifts. Absolutely. Your cortisol hormone goes down, it decreases. Your stress hormone, cortisol, in your bloodstream. Your testosterone increases, which is your strength and confidence hormone. This happens in a microsecond. The signals that your brain sends to the rest of your body. So that's the science of it. The art, the nuance, the sacred part of it is quantum, meaning it happens, it can happen instantly. And the ripple effects and the energetic effects of you shifting your intention and how you see and feel things shifts the circumstance. And imagine, did you ever play with a magnet when you were a kid and you would try to get the pencil graphite or the metal graphite shavings, the fractals on the table to stick to the magnet? Well, imagine that your intention around a circumstance and how you see things. Imagine in and of itself that intention is the magnet. And by you activating that magnet in that way, things show up to prove you're true, to prove you're right. So if I decide I'm excited about this presentation or this public speaking or this promotion or this new job, if I'm excited rather than scared and nervous, so I go into my operating system of love, because excitement, genuine excitement and curiosity, and that comes from your heart. That comes from a place of love, not fear. You see the difference? And so the minute that I do that, maybe someone comes up to me and says, I saw you speak at blah, blah, blah. Or do you remember we used to work together years ago? And I'm so excited to hear you. I'm so excited to hear you speak today. Or I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled that you're here. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in 10 years or 20 years. How are your kids? Things show up to demonstrate, see? So you make a new decision. You make a new decision, a new intention, really. You can swap out decision for intention and vice versa. You make a decision, you're excited. I got a text this morning from a family member who said their daughter's department got entirely abolished in her work, and she did exceedingly well financially and otherwise, and just had a new baby. And the department was abolished while she was on maternity leave. So can you imagine, like, this whole new chapter starting in your life with your new family? She's newly married, 8-week-old baby, and her job gets abolished, just ready to go back at the end of maternity leave, and the job is gone. Now, it's human to go into get it done. How am I going to fix this? Nervous. That's the fear-based operating system, right? The higher decision, the more powerful decision or empowering decision, choice that you're going to make will shift everything from there. And that decision is, and I just saw Seventh Wonder. I just saw Folly join. Hi, Folly. Hi, all of you on here watching. Thank you. that choice is a higher choice, a higher decision. And that is, how can everything be better than this? How, okay, that the department at my job getting demolished while I was gone, I can't, that's an aspect I cannot control. However, what can I control? The decision I make of how to feel and experience that. And I promise, and I've been going through this with the sale of my home, I promise you that if you open to the better decision, the love-based decision of what possibilities are here for me now, what opportunities, I'm open, I'm ready for a new, better chapter. Because always on the other side of that, what seems to be on the surface a devastating piece of news about this whole department being demolished, on the other side of that is amazing freedom and a better opportunity. Always. Chaos leads to clarity. Always. It's the nature of things. So I'm not suggesting you deny the natural human feelings that will come in undoubtedly when suddenly what you've known to be about your job changes that fast. Your natural inclination is going to be of, but just beyond that space, take the next breath. Take the next breath. Stay in your power, stay in your center, in your core, grounded, strong, mindful of all the times before up to this point in your life that you have been able to take care of yourself in one way or another. Trust, it does require trust. Trust in that you are capable. And that as old things decay and sometimes deteriorate very quickly, like the word in the text that I got this morning was the entire department was demolished while she was on maternity leave. Demolished. That means in one fell swoop, something that she had known for years and depended on, in the midst of a new family and a new baby, suddenly no job. I know this person to be entirely capable, like more than capable, powerhouse individual. I also know for her, a challenge can be she immediately goes into doing. And while that to some can seem like a real skill set and it serves its purpose, the more powerful thing to do, the better decision, is to allow the space to breathe a little bit, to allow some space and openness for opportunities to come in, because nature abhors a vacuum. Nature does not like a vacuum. So if you create this really loving, not fearful, but very loving space, openness to allow, nature will bring it to you because it doesn't like a vacuum. It wants to fill the space. And if you go into your ego and your fear-based operating system really, really fast to fill that up out of fear, to find that other job, too quickly, you rob yourself and nature of the opportunity to possibly bring you something quite brilliant and so much better. That's how it works. That's how it works. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now let's talk about the science of that. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Do you remember science class? Do you ever remember looking through a microscope? I always had a hard time focusing my eye through the microscope. I'm not sure why, but you would look at cells and their behavior, and You put a leaf under there and take a microscopic look at what was going on, or a bug, or whatever it might be. Well, there are some microscopes so powerful these days that they can see what we never knew even existed when we were in high school. Now, some of you might be younger than me. I'm 57. So, yeah, we're talking like how many years ago? Biology was, and earth science was what, like 7th and 8th grade ish, and then again in 9th grade, right? Because chemistry was 10th, sophomore year, right? So we're talking 40 years, 4 decades ago. But I remember I was not that great at science at the time. Always really good at physics. No idea why. I just got it. It synced with me. I think that's why I have such a passion for quantum physics. It's because I was good at it. It resonated with me. I understood it. The lights went green for me. The lights did not go green for me in biology and chemistry, and the grades demonstrated it. We always love what we're better at, right? And we're better at the things we love. It's kind of this simpatico. Back then, we'd never heard of really quantum physics. Physics was talked about. Quantum, quarks, the smallest unit of matter on planet Earth. We didn't at one point even know it existed. And now our understanding of it is so expansive and continues to expand. And we truthfully know, like on a mass level, know very, very little about it. When you look at a quark through a very, very high powered microscope, it dances with your naked eye, and you look at that quark, it moves. That's how powerful your attention is. If you look at a stranger and you go into fear because it's the unknown, there is a ripple effect of that goes infinitely. So when you change the way you look at things, that quark, now if that quark dances in just a split second of your eye looking at it, what would happen, do you think, of showing that stranger a smile, or shining your light on that speaking stage that you go out, that you're really passionate about, and you're excited instead of afraid or nervous or anxious? That shift and the attention that we give to others and the attention that we give to ourselves. I read something this morning. Self-love is not selfish. It's a very real and visceral impact that you have on the cells within your own body. When you pay attention to a plant, the flowers in your garden, when you're carving wood, when you're fly fishing, when you are shoveling snow, it doesn't matter what it is. If you come to that work and that exchange with a decision, or through a decision, to have enthusiasm about whatever it is or whoever it is, it shifts on a cellular level. It shifts your DNA, it shifts your blood chemistry, it shifts theirs, and the ripple effect of that is infinite. That's quantum. And it's instant. There is no delay. There can be if there's some resistance in it. But if you remove the resistance, and the way you remove the resistance is you should simply say, I'm making a new decision. This is my decision. This is what I decide. And the minute you decide, you are in alignment. that fast. And when you are in alignment, you are unstoppable. You are all powerful. When you change the way you look at things, I say this often, small changes. I'm excited instead of nervous. Today, I show up with courage instead of anxiety. Small shift, small decision, big change, big impact, bigger than you can get your head around. It's not a head thing, you see. Thank you. Well said. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, discussion on daily life. Absolutely. Staying focused on positive goals. And here I might offer this too. And I think goals are great. They're a wonderful, measurable benchmark. And we like those measurements. They affirm certain things for us on a timeline in this 3D world that so many of us still relate to, right? And are a part of. We like those timelines. We like measurements and chunks of, and goals give us that. What if, and here's a change the way you look at things. The challenge with goals sometimes can be as we miss them. We miss them. We don't make them. And when we don't make them, we somehow think we're less than, or we didn't deserve to win, or we didn't work hard enough, or we're not good enough. We're wrong somehow. We didn't measure up. We didn't measure up. With intention and decision, we can always be in alignment with that. It's so much easier because it can happen right here, right now. I decide my intention is I am going to be in the state of ease. I'm going to be in a state of receptivity. I'm going to be in a state of awe. I'm going to be in a state of courage. I'm going to be in a state of joy. And it is a decision, friend. Nelson Mandela spent over 2 decades in a prison cell. And he came out bigger and brighter and the voice of millions. How do you do that? You don't do that by contracting. You don't do that by getting smaller. You don't do that by making yourself wrong or beating yourself up or becoming a part of the system that has imprisoned you. It's not possible to be bigger than your circumstance when you are of the circumstance. Does that make sense? So you get to decide. Are you going to be in a prison of your finances today? Or are you the master of them? It's a decision. Are you going to be in the imprisonment of obesity? Because the decision not to be obese and the decision to be healthy and vibrant and mobile and light and to be a light being is a decision to get off the couch. And then the next decision to walk out the door. The decision to put your tennis shoes next to your bed in the morning. Twyla Tharp, who's a world famous choreographer on Broadway, she said she hated working out, hated going to the gym, but she knew if she had a taxi cab at the time, wasn't Uber, but a taxi cab scheduled every morning at whatever it was, which I would, by the way, never do this. It's just not who I am. But for her physicality and her stamina she's a choreographer for major Like Stepping Out, the Billy Joel Broadway show, she did that. She choreographed that entire show. She's world famous. And she said, I would put my sneakers by the bedside, unlaced, ready to go. And if I could, in that first 5 seconds, make a decision, put the shoes on, I could get myself out the door. And I know the taxi's waiting for me. So you can modify your environment to suit goals. you can affect your decision and the next and the next and the next. When you change the way you look at things, things will meet you there in that space. The things you look at change from their cellular structure. There's now more and more, many people, the native Lakota, Aboriginal, many people have known for a very, very known in the depths of their soul that there is one root that all other trees have branched from, and that this on planet Earth, and that this communication of trees happens all the time. And there's more and more evidence demonstrated that when you walk in your home, your plants, your animals. I have a cat that sits, Malibu, and I pull in. She's not sitting in the window. She doesn't see me. I pull in. And she's sitting at that front door. Now, does she hear me pull in? Sure. But there's all this evidence now that says your pets are actually waiting for you. They can sense you a mile away. A mile away. Your plants can sense your presence, your attention, thousands of feet away. How is that possible? Quantum. There is a deeper connection that we do not see, but we are learning more and more is there. And all I offer you is give it a try and see what happens. And you will get immediate feedback. And by immediate, sometimes right then and there, sometimes in a few seconds, like that person coming up and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you've come to work here. I didn't know you worked here. We haven't seen each other in 20 years. It can happen that fast. Or immediate, that week, the next day, that month. All relative, depending on lots of things. Also learning trust that things are unfolding for us as they are supporting us. So we can't always see why, but when we deepen our trust and deepen our faith and make a decision that we're going to operate on our love-based operating system today and not our fear-based operating system. When we make that shift, it shifts everything. 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 Give it a try. Reframe one thing today, one new decision you could make about something. Maybe it's somebody in your life that you're like, oh, thorn in your side. Maybe it's that. What is that person there to show you about you? What is that person there to trigger in you so you can release that trigger and reframe it and be in the driver's seat the next time that trigger comes up instead of the reaction seat, the fear-based? What are they there to show you? Get curious about it, because in that curiosity is where you find more of you, the you that's really you, not the layers and not the things we think we're supposed to be and all of that, but the you really, that you really are. Yeah. Okay. Well, so we've been on around 30 minutes. That went fast. Yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who joined here. Thank you. Thank you. I invite you. I wonder if I can no, I can't do that on the Instagram. I'd like to encourage you. There's a QR code. I think I'm going to get this QR code on my website because you can call and have a free consultation with me. Your company can, your medical practice can, about reframing, about change the way you look at things and the things you look at change, about being centered in your own power and ability to make new decisions and the potential impact of those new decisions, and guiding you on that path. You already know how to do this work inherently. It's baked into you. There's nothing you can do about that. It's already there. Isn't that wonderful? You were born with the roadmap to get there. So what is my role? Sometimes that roadmap gets crumpled up, stuffed away, buried under so many layers of supposed to be's and things that our parents maybe told us or teachers told us, maybe even with the best of intentions, but it was done to them. So they're only operating on a fear-based system because that's what they learned. But moving into the love-based operating system is everything. It changes everything. And so my role is, I never ask anyone else to show up and do the work that I haven't already done or am doing. And I can help that process for you be easier and let you see you more easily. So follow me on my platforms. I'm on LinkedIn and YouTube. I have lots of wonderful words of the week and things that can help you reframe very quickly. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And I invite you to reach out to me directly, direct message me, email me at bloom@angelamoonin.com. And let's have a conversation, see where you're at, see what we can shift very quickly for whatever it is that you want to be living in an intention. And if you've got goals, that's wonderful. My work with you is more to help you really tune and fine tune those intentions for more and more access to your own power that already is. Sounds like fun, right? It is. It's fun. It's not for the faint of heart. It can be a lot of fun. So much love to you all. And thank you again for being here. And we'll see you next Wednesday for Living Well Today. Bye for now.